data engineering. As most of you know that recently I have conducted a voting survey, right? So to select the topic, right, on which I have to upload the videos, right? So most of our subscribers, they have selected the cloud composure as their interesting area. So that's why I came up with this video series. So this is going to be our first video on Google Cloud Composer. Okay, so let us see what is a Google Cloud Composer and its use cases. Okay, so Cloud Composer, basically it is a fully managed workflow orchestration service or also workflow scheduling service. So this will enable us to create and schedule and monitor, manage our workflows, which can span across clouds and also on premises. Okay, you can even schedule your workloads which are running on the cloud environment and also on the on-premise data centers. Okay, so this is built on Apache Airflow. It's an open source project. It's a workflow orchestration open source project available which operates using Python code. Okay, so usually if you have to use Airflow, since it is open source, you will have to explicitly install on an infrastructure, right, and you will have to manage that, right? So right, and it's going to be a bit difficult, right? So you will always have that managing overhead, right? But with Composer there is no installation required, as it is coming with pre-installation. Okay, and also there is no managing overhead. Okay, so this is already taken care by Google Cloud Platform, right? So in the data analytics, workflow, basically it's a set of or collection of or a series of tasks, right? So it can consist of different tasks like data ingestion or transformation, and also sometimes you will have to analyze the data, right? So all these tasks can be bundled together, and you will define that entire process as a pipeline, right? So you can schedule that particular pipeline using Airflow, right? Okay, so in the Google Cloud platform, so this Airflow is completely managed by Composer, right? So basically we'll create workflows using DAGs. That is the basic terminology. So DAG is a directed acyclic graph. Okay, we will try to see, right, more about this DAG when we are doing more and more videos in future, right? So, and DAG is a collection of tasks, I already told, where you can schedule those tasks, and this DAG will consist in multiple tasks which are dependent in, right? So you will also define the dependency, right? So based on the business requirement, right, and also relationships. Okay, so this tag will be written in the Python, so you'll be using Python since Airflow is developed using Python, right? So you will have to use Python to define or to write your tag. Okay, so now coming to the IAM permissions required. So basically I'll talk about this IAM permission from the user perspective. So we need, actually Composer needs more and more IAM permissions which is related to the environment, right, service account. So there are many IAM permissions associated with Composer, but we'll see what are the important user permissions required to work with the Google Cloud Composer, right? The first thing first is the administrator role, where a user will have full control. He can list the resources, and right, he can have additional permissions to manage Google Cloud Composer environment, right? So the one more basic role is a Composer user, right? It's a very basic role where you can list the resources which are related to the Google Cloud Composer, right? But this is a very basic level permission or IAM role. Okay, so in the demo, simply what we will do, since it is an introductory video, right, So what I'm trying to do, I will try to create the Google Cloud Composer environment using our Google Cloud Console. So basically it is a managed Airflow managed service, right? And I will try to walk through few important sections of the environment, right? So I don't want to talk about each and every minute detail. So it's going to be a series of videos, so we will try to discuss the topics whenever it is really required, right? So now let us quickly go to our Google Cloud environment, right? So this is part of data analytics services. So since I pinned it, right, so it is available in my pinned section. So actually you will have to click on this view all products. If you go to this analytics section, there you can find the composer, right? Click on this, you can see this is available. Now you will have to create the environment, right? So there are two options available for this, so you can select one of this option. So here itself you can see the difference, right? So in the composer one option, you don't have any auto scaling facility, okay? It supports both Airflow versions, Airflow 1 and Airflow 2, okay? And Composer 2 is coming with the auto scaling option, and it only supports the advanced option or the latest version, that is Airflow 2, okay? So anyway, let us select Composer 2, right? So then you will be shown different options to create this environment. Let us name this environment demo, Composer demo. So let us keep this location as it is, US Central 1, and this is one of the important option, right? If you click on this drop down, there are there are 3 image versions available, okay? You can see 2.3.3, 2.2.5, and so this is the latest image version, you know. So Composer is coming with the Kubernetes, right? So the behind infrastructure, the backend infrastructure is a Kubernetes cluster. Actually your Airflow will be running on top of Kubernetes cluster, okay? That's where you can see the different image versions over here, right? We will try to see once this environment is created, we will try to explore how it look like, okay? But anyway, let us select this latest image version, and by default it is using Compute Engine service account, right? So since it is a demo, I'm not creating any new service account for this purpose, right? But in actual production environment, it is always recommended to use a new service account or else a dedicated service account, okay? So you'll have to create the service account, and you need to grant necessary IAM permissions to that service account in order to associate that service account with the Composer environment, okay? So R label, okay, just ignore this for the time being. And here there are different computing options available or resource options available, okay? Small, medium, large, and custom. The small, anyway you can see the configuration. So since it is a cluster, I already told you, right? So it is coming with the Kubernetes cluster. It will be installed on top of Kubernetes cluster, right? So we have a scheduler. Basically I would like to even discuss the Composer architecture, but this is not the right time, so we can discuss that in a different video, right? So you can see there is one in the small option, so we have one scheduler available, and this is the configuration. You can see number of workers, there are 1 to 3 number of workers available based on your workload, right? So this work will be distributed among these 1 to 3 workers, okay? So core infrastructure is a small, but when you select medium, you can see configuration is getting changed. 2 vCPUs and 7.5 GB and 5 GB storage. If you select large, still it will be increased. And there is also custom option available where you can select your own configurations. Since it is a demo, let us select the small, okay? And the next section is the networking configuration, right? Since it is a Kubernetes cluster, right now I'm trying to use the default network which is available out there, but you can even create your own VPC, and you can create the Composer environment, or you can even associate, or you can basically configure that. such a way that it can use your privately created network, that is VPC, virtual private cloud. Okay, so it's okay, let us leave as it is, let us leave this as it is. And next one, advanced options. You can even schedule the maintenance windows for the composer environment. You can see this, right? So you can select the time, start time, right, and the length, right? So these are the different options we have, but right now I'm not selecting anything. So now let us go and create this environment. Once you click on this, then it will create our composer environment in this location with this image version, and it uses compute engine default service account with this configurations. Okay, so let's go and click on create. Now it will create composer environment. It will take some significant amount of time because behind the scene or in the background it has to execute so many processes to install our Airflow images on top of Kubernetes cluster, right? So that's why it takes enormous time. You will have to wait till that time. Composer environment has been created, right? So just try to observe these areas, right, these sections where you can see there are three important sections, right? One is this Airflow web server, from where you are going to monitor your DAGs which have been deployed, and also DAGs folder. So basically whenever you try to create a composer environment, by default with the process it will create a GCS bucket, right? Under the GCS bucket it will also create a folder called DAGs. Under the DAGs folder you will have to deploy your DAGs which you are developing using Python, right? So then those DAGs can be or will be monitored from this Airflow web server or UI interface. Okay, so these logs is so our cloud logging is already integrated with even Composer, so you can see the Composer related logs once you click on this. So let us try to explore each and every section. So first click on this, then this will open up a Airflow web interface or web UI. So till that time, so we'll try to explore this DAGs folder, right? Just I am trying to open it up in the new tab. So this should open up a GCS bucket which is coming with this composer environment. You can see, so this is a bucket which has been created and this is the folder, DAGs folder. So in this folder you are going to deploy your DAGs, right? You can see one default DAG already available under this folder, right? So now this click on this Airflow web UI, it look like this, right? So whenever you try to deploy DAG over here, then this will be shown up over here as another DAG, right? Okay, you can also switch off this DAG if you want. You can also switch on. Just click on this one, this DAG. You can see few other details, right? You can see it look like this, right? Click on this graph view of the DAG, right? This will open up graph view. You can see there is one task available. Just hover on top of this task. You can see relate the details about this task. It has been successfully run one time, and you can see other details like task ID, right? And also when it started and when it is concluded, or I mean completed, right? And also there are different statuses which are related to this DAG running or task running. You can see deferred, fail, running, schedule. We'll try to learn each and every this task whenever we are working with the DAGs, right? And also you can see it's a bash operator whenever you try to define a DAG, right? So basically this Airflow work, right, it will schedule it workflows using these operators. So there are different operators available in the Airflow like bash operator, Python operator, right? We do have a other operators like data flow, BigQuery, right? Based on your task or workload, so you will have to select the appropriate operator to define or build your DAG, okay, right? And also just click on this task, so it will open up one more window, so where you can see, right? So this details, especially we are interested in this section. Click on this log, then this will show up the logs which are related to the current running status, I mean current run details, I mean to say log. You can see, so soft exit 0. If it is showing up 1, then there is some problem, right? This is the log. So again go back and click on this graph, and then it will show up the graph view of this particular DAG, right? So if you want to see DAGs, just click on this DAGs. Okay, then again it will take us to the initial view of this Airflow interface. Okay, so this is about some high level details, because we are extensively working on this particular topic, right, at Airflow and Composer. So we will try to explore different options we have, right? We have different option like browse, admin and docs, right? So anyway, we have seen the DAX folder, so where we are going to deploy our DAX, right? So go back to the environment again, and once you click on the logs, then it will show up the logs. So this is cloud logging, right? So it will take you to the standard log explorer, and then you can see Composer related logs, right? So again come back to your Composer environment, right? Now we'll try to explore other sections of the Composer environment. So here you can see this is a blue color hyperlink. Click on this name, Composer name. It will take you to the backend details of the Composer, right? There are so many backend details. You can see the monitoring section of the Composer environment that we have recently created. So the health check and everything, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, right? And the operation details, right? And also logs. Anyway, it will again take you to the cloud logging, that interface, that environment. And the DAGs, anyway, you know, we have one DAG. So if you deploy more DAGs, you can see all those DAGs over here. And also environment configuration. This is very, very important. This is where you can see its backend details. You can see, right, so our Composer name and where it is created, in which location, and also you can see the DAX folder. From this section also you can go to the DAG folder. Once you click on, it will take you to this particular interface. Okay, so I mean GCS bucket. So this is Airflow Web UI. Once you click on this, then it will take you to this page. Okay, so now you can see the other details also, when it has been created, when it has been updated, and the resource, right? So we have selected this configuration, right? It's a simple configuration or small configuration, and you can see, as I already told, this is coming with the Google Kubernetes cluster, right? So that's where you can see this. So this is a cluster name. You can see the details. Okay, if you once you click on this view cluster details, it will take you to that Kubernetes details, right? You can see the details, storage and observability, right? So, and also you can do one more thing. So you can also directly click on Kubernetes engine, then you can show US Central One Composer demo, our Composer name. This is one of the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, since we haven't opted for the scale up, that's why you can see can't scale up nodes. Okay, so this is what its background environment, that is Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so again come to the Composer environment. Okay, so now again go click on this. So we have seen its environment configuration. Now you can also see there is one more section, Airflow configuration override. So if you have to override some Airflow configurations, you will have to come to this section, and you can provide those details, right? So we'll see this in detail, right, whenever we are basically discussing that particular topic. Okay, and then environment variables, you can also define environment variables by using this section, and labels anyway, it's not required at this moment. And this is one of the important section, that is Python packages, PyPy packages. If your DAG is using any specific Python libraries, like for example pandas, right? So NumPy, SciPy, something like that, you will have to specify those package names over here, and like this, for example pandas. Okay, and you will also mention the, for example only, I'm just mentioning, it may not be the correct version, I'm just to show you, I'm just typing this number. Okay, so you can see like this, you will have to mention the Python libraries, right? Once you click on the save, it will just install this pandas right, into Composer environment. It will take some time, but it will install. If there are errors also, you can see those errors popping up on the top of this particular section, right? So this is how you will have to install Python dependencies or Python libraries by using this option. So I hope you are clear, right? Since it is a introductory video, so I've just discussed all this concept and high level. So in the next video, what we'll see, we'll try to build some DAGs. We'll try to code some DAGs, and we'll try to deploy those DAGs into this DAGs folder, and by using different operators like bash operator or Python operator, we'll try to define some simple pipeline, and we'll try to run that pipeline, and we'll see all those details. Okay, for this video, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video.